arms today. Still in hypertrophy week, obviously. Let's get a little pec stretch. We're gonna do 30 seconds each side, and then we're gonna do it twice. So find a wall or something, create a nice little 90-degree angle from your wrist to your elbow to your shoulder. Gently rotate your body in the opposite direction. That wall or beam, whatever you have, is going to prevent your arm from moving, so your upper body needs to rotate in the opposite direction. And you're looking to stretch the upper part of your chest out. Do 30 seconds, then we're going to switch sides. Second time, we can move that angle a little bit of that elbow. Switch sides one more time. This time, open up that angle a little bit. So bring that arm further up the wall, and you're still rotating the body in the opposite direction. Closing it pretty short. All right, guys. Next up, prone YTWs. We're gonna go flat on our belly. Y, T, and W. Okay? Let's do 15 of each. So start with your Y's, really trying to get the scapula down into your back pocket, and then T's, and then W's. Make sure the upper back feels it. We're looking to activate the upper back. We're doing chest today. We're doing some pushing movements. So we want to make sure the scapula and the back of the shoulder blade is not only warmed up, but mobile. All right, guys. 3 exercises, 6 sets, 3 of which are slow and controlled, 3 of which are double pump. Here's your 3 for today, for your warm-up. Push-up is the first one. So we know a push-up is a core exercise, right? Yes. So squeeze your glutes, keep the trunk nice and tight, whether you're on your knees or you're in a good, solid, full push-up position. Either way, knees are fine if that's where you're at. But the slow and controlled is obviously 3 to 5 seconds on the way down, and then 3 to 5 seconds on the way up. Nice and controlled the whole time, trying to keep that core nice and tight, trying to keep the glutes nice and tight. Regardless if you're on your knees or not, you can still keep that back flat, right? For the second half, your second 3 sets are a double pump. So where does that double pump happen? I'm gonna say it happens down here, right? So you're coming up halfway, all the way down, and then all the way up. So it's half, all the way up. Knees are fine, still keeping that core nice and tight. Only 4 reps, okay? Next up, band pull aparts. You guys know the deal, looking to activate the upper back, right? So think about pulling that band apart and using that upper back as your mover, your driver. Those muscles are working. Think about your wrist being neutral, so pushing out with your pinky. A lot of times this happens, and your wrists are kind of like flopping around because you're using that upper back so much, which is fine, but take your concentration and think about getting that grip strength, also strength, okay? Now, where's the double pump happen? Here. Initially, half rep, and then a full rep. Nice proud chest. So half, and then full, okay? You're also potentially gonna feel it in your triceps, back of your arms. That's only 5 reps with those, and then ground to overhead. Simple stuff, obviously slow and controlled is easy to figure out, nice and controlled, right? Where does the double pump happen, you think? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Double pump's gonna happen at the hinge part. Okay, so think about hinging up, all the way down, and then get that ground to shoulder to overhead. Okay, so half rep here, and then full rep all the way up. Got it? Make sense? Cool, let's get rocking. We got plenty of time. Should take us about 10 to 15 to get this moving. Like they have in the movies. All right, so your work today is going to be centered around chest, front shoulder, and tricep. Obviously, it'll be a full body once we incorporate that little burn section or the little second half of the work. But those are the three, parts of your body that you're going to be focusing on with our work period today. Your 5 exercises on the board, or for your work today, are going to be the following. First, it's going to be a decline floor press. So I'm going to suggest bringing those weights to the crease of your hip and then roll onto your back. Okay? And from here, bridging all the way up, getting those glutes activated, and then doing your floor press. It's going to change where that tension is happening on your chest. Okay? Here, hips down, it's hitting more of the middle of your chest. And with your hips up, with your glutes squeezed, you're hitting more of the lower pec, lower chest, and a little bit more tricep. Okay? Elbows touch the floor, you're pressing straight up. Trying to keep those glutes up as well. Now, those of you who are here, you can use a barbell if you want. Just rig it up on there so you can use the rig for that. If not, obviously dumbbells are what you're going to be using. That's going to be your progressive overload, meaning you're going to try to go heavier each set. Next up, skull crusher. It's kind of a shitty name, kind of a scary name, but you'll see why. Here, arms are straight, bending the elbow, bringing the top of the dumbbell past your head, and then you're extending the elbow up. Please don't snap your elbows. You don't want any kind of jerky movement. You want to keep tension on the triceps. So, all the way back, press all the way up, nice and controlled. You don't have two dumbbells, or two dumbbells are too heavy for you. You can grab one if you need, and keep that dumbbell close to your head. And then press all the way up, same thing. Okay,
look. Do you make any difference besides like the weight?
Holding the 2 versus 1?
Yeah.
You have shoulder stability is going to be a factor because you're having 2 dumbbells up. So that's going to be a little bit more work in some regard. But other than that, no, just the weight. Your preference. Last up on your work period. Going to be alternating reverse front raise, right? So palms are up, and you're looking to bring alternating up, right, towards the middle of your body. You don't have to come all the way across to the opposite shoulder, but think about a line being drawn all the way down the center of your body. Your belly button is the center, and you're trying to come up and hit that point, okay? You don't have to come any higher than shoulder height, but you're looking to pull up almost. Okay, using all these muscles here, including your front delt. You're going to feel it in your biceps a little bit. Alternating. Okay, probably going to need a little bit lighter of a weight for that. And we're doing 10 each with that. Okay, that's for your build. Now for your burn, first up is going to be a front support plank. Okay, so if this is a normal plank or a good solid plank, right, shoulder over your wrist. Right? If that's a good plank, squeezing your glutes. A front support plank is just leaning forward a little bit. So my shoulders are now offset. My shoulders are past my fingertips. Okay? Regular plank, front support plank. You're also going to feel it potentially in your wrist a little bit. Right? Because you need that wrist flexion to get that range of motion. But that's going to be a minute hold. Work for a minute. If you can't, challenge yourself. Go for that full minute. And then your second exercise, as far as the burn portion, is a leg raise. Hands right side, press your hands into the floor, big exhale on the way up. If you can, get a little pike at the top. Nice and controlled on the way down. We're doing 15 of those. Okay? 1 burn, 1 build. 2 burn, 2 build, 1 burn, and then 3 build and 1 burn. Should take you about 30 to 35 minutes. Chest and delts and triceps.